Once upon a time, in a big, big forest, there were two best friends, Lowen the bear and Peter the fox. Their home was a fun place to be, surrounded by really tall trees. Lowen was a huge bear with soft, fluffy fur. He was as kind and loving as a teddy bear. And then there was Peter, a small but very brave fox, as quick and quiet as a mouse. At first, they didn't look like they could be friends. Lowen was really good at climbing trees, like it was the easiest thing in the world. Peter, though, was really fast and could run around on the ground better than anyone else. But this didn't stop them from being friends. In fact, it made them even better friends. Every day was a new adventure. Lowen would show Peter how to climb trees. Peter would teach Lowen how to run really fast on the ground. They learned so much from each other. Their days were full of laughter, fun, and exploring the big forest together. When the moon made the forest all shiny and bright, they would share fun stories under the stars, becoming even better friends. Their friendship was like a beautiful song, with each of them playing a different note. They were a bear and a fox, very different from each other. Yet together, they were simply Lowen and Peter, the best of friends. And so, every single day, under the big leafy trees, their friendship grew bigger and bigger. Their story teaches us that friendship doesn't care about how different we are, but that differences can actually make us better friends. Together, we can make something as beautiful as the song of the forest. One sunny day when the sun was really, really high, all the animals came to a big open space in the forest. The animals living in the jungle, like the tall giraffe with its long neck, the huge elephant, the slippy, slidey snake, and the lion, who was their boss, were all there. Their eyes were very wide. They were so surprised and puzzled. They were all wondering why Lowen, the bear, and Peter, the fox, were friends. When you looked at them, they looked nothing alike. Lowen was big and strong, while Peter was small and quick, but they were best buddies, who liked to laugh, share secrets, and learn new things together. All the animals looked on as Lowen showed Peter the best way to climb trees, and then Peter taught Lowen the tricks to catch mice. They were all confused and amazed. How could a bear and a fox be best friends? They just couldn't figure it out. The lion, who was the king of the jungle, was really confused too. He was strong and smart, but he just couldn't understand why a bear and a fox would be such good friends. So he decided it was time to ask, and as the sun stayed high in the sky, the lion got ready to speak up, and all the animals became very quiet. The lion, with his big, fluffy hair, spoke louder than everyone else. His voice, deep and strong, bounced around the open space, making all the other animals quiet down. The jungle seemed to hold its breath, waiting to hear what their leader had to say. "Hey, Lowen," the lion started, his bright golden eyes soft but curious. "Why do you, a bear, want to be friends with Peter, a fox?" His question hung in the air, a riddle that seemed to puzzle the king of the jungle. "Bears and foxes aren't usually buddies," he added, his voice sounding like a growl that seemed to make the leaves on the trees shake. The animals around them looked at each other, their eyes wide as if they were wondering the same thing. The elephant's ears twitched nervously, the giraffe's long neck wobbled gently, and the snake curled up tighter on the branch where it was resting. The question, it seemed, had made them all think. They also wanted to know answer. Lowen, the bear, with his kind eyes and quiet way, looked back at the lion. His gaze was steady, unafraid, showing the strength and smarts he had inside him. He was ready to answer the question, ready to explain his thinking to the rest of the jungle. Lowen, with his quiet way, looked back at the lion, ready to explain his thinking. Lowen, speaking in a gentle but strong voice, started to talk to all the animals. "Hey, buddies," Lowen started, his voice filling the forest clearing. "I understand you're wondering. You're curious. You're asking why a bear and a fox, two animals that are very different, can be such good buddies." He paused, letting his words float through the crowd. "I'll tell you why," he continued. "Because friendship, real friendship, doesn't care about differences. It doesn't matter if you're big or small, quick or slow, furry or scaly. Friendship is about more than what you can see." Lowen looked around at all the animals gathered, locking eyes with each. "Peter and I," he said, "we are different, sure, but our differences don't separate us." They're like bridges that connect us, let us learn from each other and care for each other. The bear's voice turned softer. Peter has taught me a lot. He's shown me how to be quick, how to think smart. And in return, I've shown him the fun of climbing trees, of feeling the wind in your fur from high up. We've grown together, learned together. His voice got louder, more passionate. And that, my friends, is the magic of our friendship. Our differences don't pull us apart. They bring us together. They make us stronger. They make us better. Lowen looked at the lion. This is why, dear lion, Peter and I are pals. Not despite our differences, but because of them. We love them. We celebrate them. Because it's in our mix of differences that we find our strength, our happiness, our harmony. He looked over the crowd again. I hope, he said, that you can see this too, that you can understand the specialness of friendship, the power of differences, the strength of being different. As Lowen finished speaking, all the animals fell quiet, his words sinking into the hearts of every animal there. Then the elephant, who was the smartest of them all, started nodding his big head. Lowen, you're right, he said in a voice that made the ground shake. Our jungle is a special place because we're all different. His voice filled up the whole place, and the air seemed to change with his words. All the animals started to murmur and agree. Heads bobbed up and down, tails wiggled, and trunks moved from side to side, like a big wave of yesness rolling over everyone. Things that once seemed a big deal now seemed very small. The bear and the fox, Lowen and Peter, had shown them the way. Even the lion, who was the boss of the jungle, couldn't help but go with the flow. His grumpy face softened as he looked at Lowen and Peter, their friendship clear to see. I guess, he thought out loud, there's more to being friends than we think. His words, even though they were soft, were heard by everyone, and the whole jungle knew a new time was starting. Days became weeks, and weeks became months. The jungle wasn't just about staying alive anymore, but about being friends and accepting each other. The animals, who were once scared of each other's differences, now celebrated them. They shared stories, learned cool things from each other, and had a good laugh together under the moon, just like Lowen and Peter. The bear and the fox, with their unexpected friendship, had taught the jungle an important thing. They showed that being friends has no rules, that being different can make you stronger. They showed that getting along and living happily together are not just fairy tales, but can actually come true. And so, the jungle changed. It became a place where a bear could climb trees with a fox, where a lion could share fun stories with other animals, where everyone was laughing and getting along, instead of being scared. From that day on, the jungle was full of laughter, exciting stories, and togetherness. And so all the animals in the forest lived happily ever after, all thanks to Lowen and Peter. Their special friendship, even though it was a bit odd, showed everyone that being different isn't a bad thing. It's actually a way to learn and understand others. They taught the forest that when we all are different, it's like a big, fun classroom where we learn new things, become stronger together, and live peacefully. Just like Lowen and Peter, we too can all be friends and live together happily, even if we are different. Because, well, friendship doesn't care about differences.